Charles, well, we've got another Charles.
We have, yes. We'll go straight to a slide now showing the King's visit to Auschwitz, which ties in with the commemoration of the Holocaust Memorial Day on Monday, the 27th of January, marking 80 years since the liberation of the Auschwitz camp. Now, this is something that the King himself has described as being a very personal, a deeply personal pilgrimage, which might seem like a slightly odd remark for somebody that has no personal connection either to the place or any of the people who are involved or were involved in it. But nonetheless, this has become part of a very, very big splash of news and information, and all leading to a particular point, which I will come on to a little bit later. But just to give an idea of the significance of this, the royal family typically from their Twitter profile send out about one message a day. They sent out 9 tweets specifically about the Holocaust Memorial Day. Of course, the Prime Minister Keir Starmer was at Auschwitz on 17th of January, where he said time and again, we condemn this hatred and we boldly say never again. But where is never again when we see the poison of anti-Semitism rising around the world in the aftermath of October the 7th? Where is never again when the pulse of fear is beating in our own Jewish community as people are despicably targeted once again for the very same reason, because they are Jewish? Now, I think he's taking some great liberty there to suggest that this is, or any of what he's describing is because they are Jewish, is a point too far. David Lammy hosted a reception at the Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office, and that was with the Israeli embassy, and he goes on to say, I'm proud to host you all in the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office on Holocaust Memorial Day, and I've been so glad to come into this job as the UK holds the presidency of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. I want to thank all those involved in running our presidency, in particular Eric Pickles, whose work as envoy only reinforces the cross-party nature of our country's commitment to Holocaust remembrance. One of the projects we've been sponsoring during our presidency has been 80 Objects, 80 Lives, curated by the Association of Jewish Refugees and the UK Holocaust Memorial Foundation. This exhibition connects the testimonies of 80 survivors with 80 objects from before. Now, the Holocaust Memorial is something that we've talked about a lot on UK Column before, because of the way in which it has been a process by which planning permission has been ridden roughshod over by successive governments, but also to point out that quite specifically the area in question, which is Victoria Tower Garden to the south of the Palace of Westminster, is subject to restrictions on such developments. Also worth noting that it contains the Buxton Memorial, which you can see in the foreground on the right of your picture there, but also the Burghers of Calais and a monument to Emmeline Pankhurst, among others. But of course, we are told that the Holocaust must assume precedent, despite the fact that it did not take place in this country. Further, the Holocaust galleries are just over the river at the Imperial War Museum, shown on the map there, less than a mile away from the proposed site. So this is absolutely something that it deserves further scrutiny. Back in September, Keir Starmer spoke at the Holocaust Education Trust, where he referenced online misinformation and conspiracy theories, and again reinforced this point about building a National Holocaust Memorial and Learning Centre, even though planning permission has not been granted. And he said that we'll build it next to Parliament, boldly, proudly, unapologetically, not as a Jewish community initiative, but as a national initiative, a national statement of the truth of the Holocaust. So this, apart from this just being a corruption of the planning process and the restrictions on development in the Tower Gardens, it is also, of course, dismissing all the other things that are going on there. He says that we've got to be bolder and more defiant. about the national importance of Holocaust education. As you will all know, the Holocaust is on the curriculum at Key Stage 3, and there is currently a review of our national curriculum. But tonight I'm making two decisions in advance of that review. First, the Holocaust will remain on the curriculum come what may. And second, even schools who do not currently have to follow the national curriculum will have to teach the Holocaust when the new curriculum comes in. For the first time, studying the Holocaust will become a critical, vital part of every single student's identity, and not just studying it, learning from it too. So it seems reasonable to ask why this subject should be the only one forced into the curriculum by law. Now, closely related to this is the news from just over a week ago from the Knesset saying that the final readings have been approved for the second and third readings in the prohibition on denial of the events of the October the 7th, 2023 massacre bill, which has been sponsored by a group of members of the Knesset. 16 of them supported the bill without any opposing votes or abstention. It's also proposed to add a new offence, according to which a person who publishes statements denying the October the 7th massacre with the intent of defending the Hamas terrorist organisation and its partners, or expressing sympathy or identification with them, will be charged with a criminal offence bearing a penalty of 5 years imprisonment. Now, this really does seem like a very significant move to make, and I'm ascribing a quote here to St. Augustine. Whether or not he said it or wrote it is neither here nor there, but it is as follows: "The truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Let it loose. It will defend itself." Now, I've run over, but we will be talking about this in extra because I would certainly like Vanessa's comment on all of this and where it's going.
Indeed. Vanessa, let me welcome you back. And